Hello, everyone. My name is Evan Jacobs, and welcome back to another edition of Boxing Time TV. This is sort of a special thing because I've done 3 in a row, and my plan is I would like to do one for every day that I am off. I start spring break this week, and I work for a school district, and what a surprise doing podcasts. This is not my full-time job, and it's crazy. And I don't believe I'm going to go back after this week, and I may not go back till April. And my feeling is, why not just fill this Boxing Time TV thing with content? And that's my plan. So this has been, I run a very clumsy show. I'm just going to jump right into it. We have a fun fight that's happening or scheduled to happen. Should be happening, although, we'll see. But it's going to be happening April 25th, and it will see Sullivan Barrera taking on Sergey Kovalev. And I have a lot of thoughts about this. Let's just jump right to it. Kovalev's 36, Barrera's 38. Kovalev is 6 feet tall. Barrera's 6'2". They're fighting at cruiserweight, so I made them both 195. Kovalev's reach, 70 reach, 73 reach for Barrera. 34 fights, 4 losses for Kovalev, 3 of those by knockout. Sullivan Barrera, who I think has the better chin, and who I think will probably outlast Kovalev in this fight, has 22 wins, 3 losses, only 1 of those by knockout. That was a pretty brutal knockout in the 12th round to Dmitry Bivol. This bout scheduled for 12 rounds, 3-minute rounds, 10-point must scoring system, no mandatory 8 count, 3 knockdown rule waived. And let's get right to it. All right, here we go. They're coming out now. And I got to be honest with you, just based on what I saw of Sergey Kovalev in the Canelo Alvarez fight, I think he should retire. And that's just my opinion. Great fighter. I thought in many ways was beating Canelo Alvarez, but just the minute that Alvarez connected with anything, you saw the body language of Kovalev was not good, and then ultimately just got knocked out. And it was a very good fight. Very, very, it was a tough fight. And, yeah. So that's just my sort of thought going into this fight. And then why would you come back against the tall order that is Sullivan Barrera? Just talk to Andre Ward, who Kovalev knows a thing or two about because they had 2 fights together. Just talk to Andre Ward. And Andre Ward came back against him after being out for a bit. And it was a tough fight. He won, but it was a tough fight. So right now, and the way I honestly see this going is I think Kovalev is going to be ahead. I think Kovalev is the harder puncher. But I think that ultimately it's not going to matter. I think Sullivan Barrera is not as long in the tooth as Sergey Kovalev. And I just think Sullivan Barrera, once he strings some punches together, it's going to be a tough fight. It's a tougher fight for him than it was for Alvarez. But once Barrera does it, I think ultimately he should win this. Unless, of course, Sergey Kovalev comes in like he did against Alida Alvarez. I believe Alida Alvarez knocked him out in the 10th round, and then Sergey Kovalev came back and beat him by decision. Kovalev, very, very capable boxer. He's just, it's a tough game. All right, so they're coming out now. And I got to tell you, right now, I think pretty even. Both fighters kind of doing what they want to do. Sergey Kovalev keeping his distance. Sullivan Barrera trying to get closer, jabbing. And, it's just, I think things are going to be technical. And I think that as the fight goes on, I think the fighters are going to kind of wear down a little bit. That's when they're going to sink their feet into the canvas, and they are just going to go for it. All right, so we are coming down to the final seconds of this. The first round, Sullivan Barrera landing a nice left hand there. So right now they have them both breathing heavy. And like I said, pretty even round. One judge giving it to both. One judge making it even. One judge giving it to Barrera. One judge giving it to Kovalev. let's go right now into the second round. Once again, you are watching Boxing Time TV. If you like what you're seeing here, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please, share these links. Tell your friends. I want to make this the place to go for content, and especially right now with everything happening with the coronavirus and so many things being canceled. My hope with this is, and I don't have a ton of followers, but the followers that I have, you are all awesome, and I feel that you really care, and you know that, hey, sometimes you get a podcast from me every month. No, I'm sorry, once a week, sometimes a couple a month. I try to do it every week. It doesn't always work out, but I'm trying to just really get ahead now. I figure there's some downtime. Let's take advantage of that, and let's do as many fights as possible, and also make this just a place of, hey, you know what? There's a lot of sadness. There's a lot of negativity. There's a lot of fear, and my feeling is, hey, let's make this an enjoyable experience, and so that's the goal, and let's do it through the sport that we all love in boxing. And right now, Kovalev is opening up on Sullivan Barrera. And Kovalev has shortened the distance, and that's going to be kind of the problem for him. I think in order to really be effective, he's going to have to get closer to Barrera, which puts him in the range of being hit more. And we know that would probably not be good for him. Oh, man. Sullivan Barrera just cracking Sergey Kovalev with that left hand. And it just seems to me if he can do that and then drop the hammer with the right, it'd be a tough night for Sergey Kovalev. So looking at the record of Sergey Kovalev, like I said, lost to Canelo Alvarez, and then like less than 3 months later, wow, Barrera's landing on him. Less than 3 months later, fought Anthony Yarde in a tough fight. Less than 3 months later, fought Alvarez, and that was also coming off of a tough fight 6 months before, in which he decisioned Alida Alvarez. Alida Alvarez previously, the year before, had knocked him out. He fought Vyacheslav Shabransky, Igor Makalin, Andre Ward twice, Isaac Chilemba, Jean Pascal, twice, Bernard Hopkins. His record reads like a who's who of fighter. Nathan Cleverly, so he'd been around for a while, and Sullivan Barrera has some equally, wow, Sergey Kovalev catching Sullivan Barrera. See, right now I think these guys are starting to let go. I think this round maybe still even. Both guys have had their moments. Let's see what the judges say. Oh, they're saying Kovalev's tired and has a cut over his eye. So basically that left hand from Sullivan Barrera, 2 judges give it, 3 judges give it to Sullivan Barrera. Let's go into the third round now and see what they have to say. Go looking at Sullivan Barrera's record. See what they're going to do in the third round. Sullivan Barrera, like I said, the loss to Dmitry Bivol, but he's come back with victories over he beat Sean Monahan. He lost to Jesse Hart. He beat Joe Smith, and Joe Smith retired Bernard Hopkins. He had beaten Vyacheslav Shabransky. He lost to Andre Ward, beat Karo Murat. And you have Barrera now just taking Sergey Kovalev into the corner, and Barrera is just wants to trap him and wants to unload on him. And the question is, though, can Sergey Kovalev make this work for him and catch Barrera coming in? Because, hey, Dmitry Bivol stopped him, and it was a pretty brutal stoppage. He also has beaten Jeff Lacey, Lee Campbell. So Sullivan Barrera, a guy with a big pedigree, and now you have Sergey Kovalev fighting off the ropes. And let's see what he can do here. And like I said, they're both tagging each other now. I knew this was going to be a fun fight. I knew that it was going to be action-packed. And that's the goal here at Boxing Time TV. We just want to provide fun, simulated fights. And then, you guys could talk about them. I know that, the graphics of this game might leave something to be desired. Personally, I love it. I don't mind it. And I think if you know a lot about boxing, this is the most realistic boxing game I believe ever made. It may not look as good as the other games, but it's real in terms of how the fighters fight. A fight can end at any moment. literally can end at any moment. You don't have to get like a super punch to knock him out. You don't have to do all these things. You don't have to do in-app purchases. It is just two fighters going in. You match them up to the best of your ability based on the stats that you have available. And I'm telling you, we get a lot of really good fights this way. Oh, and Sullivan Barrera just opening up on Dmitry Bivol. If I'm Bivol, I go back to the ropes. I think he uses the ropes. I don't think he wants to be standing that close. I don't think he wants to be in center ring. Barrera just continuing just to tattoo Sergey Kovalev with that left hand. Kovalev moving back now. Maybe heard what I said. Oh, Sullivan Barrera land. Oh. Telling you, Barrera is really stringing his punches together well. And it doesn't seem like it would take a lot for him. But at the same time, Sergey Kovalev is keeping Barrera honest. It's not like Sergey Kovalev isn't doing good work. He just has a really good fighter in front of him in Sullivan Barrera. Uppercut by Sergey Kovalev. And we'll see. Who knows? Sullivan Barrera could be hurt. Let's see what the judges say after this 3 rounds. Saying cut over the eye for Sergey Kovalev. Wow. So it's even on one judge's card, even on another judge's card, and one judge giving the round to Sergey Kovalev. So Kovalev working his way back in, only down by 2 points as we move into the 4th round. Let's see what happens here in the 4th. And we have a bunch of other fights that I wanna get to. I think next I'm gonna do the Archer Beterbiev fight. I believe that fight was canceled. And then Canelo Alvarez versus Billy Joe Saunders. I want to do Fury Joshua Pulev, Dylan White versus Alexander Povetkin, Abraham versus Strum, Kell Brook versus Amir Khan, and Dubois versus Joyce. I've even thought about doing the Mick Conlon fight that was supposed to happen on St. Patrick's Day. We'll see. I just want to get a lot of these, I just don't think that it's going to hurt. I think it's good for the site. And I think, hey, I'm going to take advantage of it. And it makes me feel good. I feel, in some way this is a connection. Actually, I went over to my neighbors today. I spoke with them. I just told, oh, wow. Sergey Kovalev landing hard. Has Sullivan Barrera hurt? Did he cut Sullivan Barrera? Wow. Sergey Kovalev battling back here. Does not want to be a footnote in the career of Sullivan Barrera. And I'm telling you, Sergey Kovalev can do this. It's a question of he's got to keep going to the body. He's got to wear him down the way that Dmitry Bivol wore Sullivan Barrera down. And he goes to the body there again. I'm telling you, Sergey Kovalev is setting the table. The question is he going to be able to eat? Especially the fact he's got to do it quick because he has a cut. Yeah, I was saying I went over to my neighbors today, spoke to them about what's going on, and it just felt good. Felt good to just, not that I've been sequestering myself or self-quarantining or anything. And it's crazy how we all know these words now, social distancing, self-quarantining, all these things. But it's important. It's important to be mindful of these things. And it just felt nice. I ate with them for a little bit, and it's just nice to talk to people and just to let people know, hey, I'm here for you, and we need more of that. And I know that people are nervous, and I know that they feel the need to buy more in the stores, but you're really not doing anyone a service by buying up all the toilet paper or buying up all the tissues. It's this stuff's going to come back, and then you're going to have just a stock of it. I don't know. I just think that we're in the great unknown right now. Every day it's something new. And I think that, you come into the weekend, and I just think, we're supposed to be a restful time, and it wasn't. But these guys, let's get back to the action. These guys are engaging, and Sullivan Barrera, I think, could be stealing the round here with that left hand and those shots to the body. And Sergey Kovalev is going to want to get out of harm's way, but he's trying to time Sullivan Barrera with a straight right hand, and you can see it. And Sullivan Barrera is open for it. So we've had 4 really good rounds. So they're saying that Barrera's tired, Kovalev's tired, one judge giving it to Kovalev, another judge having it even, and another judge giving it to Sullivan Barrera. Folks, Sergey Kovalev is only still down by 2 points as we move into the 5th round. Let's see what happens here. Is Sullivan Barrera going to start taking over, or is Sergey Kovalev going to figure something out and wobble him and hurt him? Because he really hurt Sullivan Barrera there. And if Sergey Kovalev could have strung his punches together better, he maybe could have dropped him and possibly knocked him out. Oh, and Barrera going to the body now. He wants to put some. That's the thing, is body shots are great. Like, when Mike McCullum was fighting, they called him the body snatcher. He would just go to the body early and take your legs away from you. And then later in the fight, you had nothing. And that's when he would just kind of run the numbers on you or stop you. Once again, you are watching Boxing Time TV. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share these links. Please tell your friends. Please ring the bell. And, let me know, DM me if there's fights that you want me to make. I'm just like I said, filling this thing with content, filling these things with fights. If you want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram page is Boxing Time with Evan. But what it's really becoming is just directing people to this page. Every so often I do like a news post, but I'm just keeping it more just sort of directed to this page, just because this podcast is, as far as anything that I'm doing related to boxing, because I also make movies and I write books and do that kind of stuff. In addition to also working a bunch of other jobs that are movie and book related. I'm saying this podcast is my main boxing thing. And you have Sergey Kovalev getting driven into the ropes now by Sullivan Barrera. I think Sullivan Barrera is going to try to turn it on. And he's going to want to do certain things to Sergey Kovalev to lessen the output and to really pull ahead here. But Kovalev's obviously doing something. Oh, wow. Kovalev wobbles. Yes. Kovalev, wow. Like I said, he goes to the body with the left hand. And did Sergey Kovalev just stop Sullivan Barrera? Wow. We've seen this a couple of times here on Boxing Time TV recently. Wow. What an end to this fight. Wow. Sergey Kovalev behind on points, getting hit, figures it out against Sullivan Barrera and stops him. Wow, what a fight. Even all the way. This is the best kind of boxing matches. Even all the way. And look, Sergey Kovalev had a gash over his eye. So he had a gash. He knew the time was running out and he stopped it. So Sergey Kovalev, alive now in the sport, maybe just needs to rest or do something, because, there's a lot of killers at light heavyweight. There's a lot of killers at cruiserweight. He doesn't want to go up too high. He certainly doesn't want to fight at heavyweight. But then again, maybe he does. But he needs to do something to rehab himself, because he just can't keep having these tough fights. And this was a tough, brutal fight. The winner is Sergey Kovalev by knockout. The fight lasted 5 rounds. Kovalev was not knocked down and has a gash over his eye. Barrera was knocked down 1 time. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Like I said, if you like what you saw here today, you like what you heard, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share these links, ring the bell, tell your friends. And like we say at Boxing Time TV, why wait? Watch it now. Then when the real thing happens, watch that too and compare them. And I just want to leave you with this. We're all in this thing together as far as coronavirus and as far as everything goes. And maybe this is sort of a lesson that we all take away from this, and like when 9/11 happened, and hopefully we don't forget it. And it's the kind of thing, we're all in this together, and we need to be mindful of one another, be caring about one another, and look out for one another. Thank you so much. Just going to give you one more stat. At the time of the stoppage, the judges had it 39-39, and then 39-37, and so Sullivan Barrera was only ahead on one judge's card at the time of the stoppage. Thank you so much for watching Boxing Time TV.